Previously on Survivor New Mexico. 12 New Mexicans began an adventure competition unlike anything they had ever experienced before, and now only 4 remain. And those final 4 had an alliance from the very beginning.
Who are you allied with right now?
Alex, Daniel, and Jeremiah.
I'm allied with Alex, Daniel, and Emma.
However, these 4 were soon split between Kapantin and Yonku at the beginning of the game, and for the first 3 rounds, Kapantin fell to Yonku at the immunity challenges, forcing Alex and Jeremiah to make difficult decisions about early eliminations. But at the merge, everything changed. Jeremiah jumped off the Kapantin ship and joined Daniel and Luke to save himself, while Emma brought her alliance with Alex into play and joined him in his quest to eliminate Luke. As the jury grew larger and larger, the power players soon realized they would be forced to turn on each other, and ultimately it was Luke who was blindsided out of the game at the final 5. Now, in the final round of the game, the original alliance of 4 will have to face off against one another. Alex emerged early in the game as a clear leader. He has fought an uphill battle since the merge to stay in the game, winning 3 out of 4 individual immunity challenges to secure himself a spot in the final 4. His post-merge gameplay was dominated by his quest to eliminate Luke, and now that he has succeeded in that, the question remains of whether he can make it to the final 3, and where he will stand with the unforgiving jury. Jeremiah was Alex's tightest alliance member in the early rounds of the game, as the two stuck together on the struggling Kapantin. But at the merge, Jeremiah saw the numbers stacked against him and flipped to join his cousin Daniel in order to stay in the game. His strategy has been above the water, below the radar, but if he makes it into the final 3, it's anyone's guess whether that strategy will be looked upon favorably by the jury. Daniel has positioned himself as the quiet mastermind of the game from the first round. His alliance with Luke was the strongest duo of the game until the final 5, but ultimately, Daniel was playing his own game as he eliminated those he viewed as threats, even deciding to not warn Luke about the blindside coming his way. Out of the final 4, Daniel has played the shadiest game, but he has also made big moves, so if he faces the jury, it is yet to be seen whether that strategy will pay off in the end. Emma is the last surviving female contestant, and at the beginning of the game, she was viewed even by her own alliance members as a weak competitor. However, she has proven herself in this game, playing a brilliant social game that positioned herself between all the power players, while at the same time making no enemies. But if she faces the jury, she will have to fight hard against the stiff competition of her fellow 3 alliance members. One more will be eliminated, and then the final 3 will face the jury. But who will walk away with the title of sole survivor? Find out right now on the season finale of Survivor New Mexico.
Tired. I am really tired. It's been a physical toll and kind of a pseudo-emotional toll with all the social aspect of this game. So yeah, I'm tired.
So that last tribal council, it looked like it was going to come down to you. Were you genuinely worried, or were you just kind of playing it off to...
I wasn't genuinely worried because everyone warned me that I would be voted out. They actually made Luke think they were all going to vote for me so that we could get Luke out because he was just too powerful. And I'm really sorry they had to go, but was the only option.
I was hoping Daniel, Jerry, and Emma would help me get Luke out. I think they saw him as much of his competition as I had. So I think that worked out well. I think that worked off pretty flawlessly.
It was actually us four that made an alliance in the beginning, so it's actually kind of cool that we all came down. It's just the alliance. So yeah.
So how's that gonna affect the next challenge in tribal council though?
I'm not sure. I think that I'll be voted off, but I don't know. Anything can happen.
All right.
How do you guys feel?
Tired. Done.
Yeah.
See, I don't see why everyone's saying they're tired. Maybe I'm just not working as hard as everybody, but I'm not really all that exhausted.
Well, I feel like I've been working hard. Trying to beat Luke.
Well, at least you don't have Luke to worry about today. Someone was carving.
I'm curious, for that blocks one, did you actually give it up?
I gave that one up.
Yeah.
Because I want to know what to think everyone was voting for me so he wouldn't pull out his medallion and so that we could vote him out.
That was really
And so
well
he could
played.
walk off with that medallion.
It was purely accidental that I fell right after Noah.
I'm just glad I lasted.
I biffed it right after Noah did.
You did well.
Numbers do well, and we all
I'll
stay
pound it.
loyal, so.
Bam.
Emma.
Sorry, I'm texting mom.
Anywho. So yeah, this has worked out pretty well.
We've kind of formed this we formed it a while ago, but now at this point we're like, it's every man for himself, so really there's no need to be an alliance, because we've been doing this for a while now, and most of us feel like Emma's gonna go, and I think Emma knows that should she fall under that she's gonna go. So I think at this point it's just a matter of getting to jury, coming before the jury and seeing who made the least amount of enemies. So yeah, I think it'll be Daniel, Jerry, and I. So yeah.
I think I played it cool enough. I don't have that many enemies. I know Hannah's not gonna vote for me, but
Yeah, because we're the ones who voted her out.
it's gonna be a competition between Alex and I. We're clearly not gonna be in the. If we make it to final three, we're not gonna be the ones
We're not going to be the favorite ones.
chewing our nails, being, oh, please be me, please be me.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Wait,
Huh?
we have one more
You've been a
challenge.
clear leader the whole
I know, but does everybody want to see me win after I've been winning like
I don't know.
challenges?
If they think about it, if they're mad at you, they might do it. But if
'Cause
they
I think-
really look at it and see how you played well,
You
they should vote.
deserve.
It's really just
because you're gonna
now,
get on.
now at this point, it's what do people think about us?
Of course, Hannah's not gonna vote for you.
Of course, Hannah's not going to vote for me. She thinks I'm a.
gonna vote for Daniel or Emma.
Yeah.
She said that she would vote for anybody but you.
Oh, sweet.
I'm not
so I still have a
surprised.
chance to make my case.
I'm not surprised.
I think if you guys are persuasive.
Well, we have to
See,
be.
that we have a speech we have to make.
Yeah,
Are you
that's
gonna
fine.
say
you, that is so
I
important.
Terrible.
I'm like my dad, I go on all these rabbit trails.
Survivor because I should.
An audience doesn't remember you for what you say. They remember you for how you made them feel.
That's powerful.
I'm taking that. Props to them.
How do you feel about your chances with the jury?
I feel like I have decent chances as long as I can talk to them convincingly, and so yeah, I'm not too worried, but I know that could bite me in the butt, but at this point I don't feel like there's any need to be worried. So people will vote for whom they vote, and I did my best. So, yeah.
Do you think you're gonna win?
I think there's a good chance. So yeah.
I'm not.
So we're doing it by height? That's cool.
More bars and more places.
Mr. Gray.
I didn't know you very well.
Short but sweet. He was definitely mentally strong.
Peace, brother. Peace.
Oh, sorry.
Aw.
Soraya had guts, I gotta say.
She was-
Yeah,
guts.
did she?
The way she like is trying to dive and
Oh
get
yeah, she
guys.
go for Luke.
She
That
was
was
good.
She landed in the brush over there.
She would have
regret
gone
voting.
far.
I
That's what I'm
regret-
gonna say. She would
I
have gone
regret her
far.
out.
Yeah, me
Freaking
too.
guys.
She,
I think she was too sweet for her own good.
Yeah, she had guts though. She had guts.
She would have gone far.
Hannah.
She's going to be fun.
Hannah.
Oh,
This is all your guys' tribe. I don't know.
that was
much
a
about
blind
this.
side.
It was a blind side, but I
She
feel
was
like
not
she had to go out. Otherwise, I mean, she was going to be some crazy competition. If
She had
stayed.
great.
athletic.
Oh, she
really
would have been so
thoughtful.
tough if we kept her in.
She would have tried to knock every single one of us out.
She would have been amazing at this.
Yeah, she was being very strategic.
I didn't really know her.
She was legit.
Too legit to quit. That's what we had. I didn't get to play with Katie, but I feel
She was
would've
a
been
good-
intense.
Yeah.
She was like a leader.
I
She
really
kept us
wish we
together.
could have gone to the practice because we saw her get out.
It was really, really tough.
Yeah, I think
I
she
did
would
not
have
like
been
that.
really good working well as a team member, but also being.
Well, she was a strong
Yeah.
player. That's why we got her.
I'm kind of thinking you guys got rid of her. Oh yeah, I don't know what to deal with her.
No, she was strong.
It was really sweet.
Carolyn.
All you have to say is I didn't vote for her.
I didn't vote for her either.
I feel like, I mean, we
I
gave her
voted
a
for
second
you.
chance, and I felt like she pulled through. I really wish she could have stayed. She
I
gave her the
didn't.
second chance. She did well, but
I
she's
voted
a
for
great
Luke.
person to work with.
Yeah.
Sure. Yep.
Sophie.
Oh,
That was so sad to see her go.
Oh, I did not want to see her
love to
go.
compete against her.
She was really physically capable, mentally capable.
She's
really
loyal.
sweet.
She was so sweet.
She wouldn't
I
have stabbed anyone in the back. It's positive, but yeah, really sad to see her go. I really wish she would. She didn't.
Noah.
Oh, that's right. Ooh, he wasn't expecting this one.
He won us that puzzle. That was amazing.
I know.
We loved his brains.
He was
Yeah,
such
he
an unexpected competitor.
Yeah, it was totally a dark horse.
totally.
But he had the medallion, so
Yeah, I
He
feel
was
like
smart.
he was definitely a mental competitor, but I was intimidated by him. Yeah, me too. I was like, huh, you did not expect
He
this.
wouldn't like say yes or no. He'd
I know.
always say maybe. So he was always a little sketchy, which was
Yeah,
really good.
and that, but that made us
he
hard
played
to
it
trust.
well.
Yeah, but yeah, he did play it.
Oh, I didn't want to betray him.
Yeah, I just felt like that was a strategic
It was.
one.
And I feel so awful making that. You didn't though.
Gotta make him wait. No, Luke was a strong competitor.
Yeah, the entire time.
He was smart and a leader.
Yeah, he was very
He
smart.
was always one step ahead of everybody else.
Yeah. He was definitely
Yup. I would not play.
Chill.
Outlast. Right?
Dude, this is so cool. Our lions.
I know, right?
All right, guys. Here we are. Welcome to your final immunity challenge. If you win this immunity challenge, you are guaranteed a spot at the final chapter council to plead your case for the jury for why you deserve to win this game. If you lose, one of the three of you is going home. So close to the end here. This challenge is very, very simple in execution. Each of you is going to have one of these styrofoam cups. You'll have it in your hand like this. You can't clench it with your fingers or anything. Just have it in your hand. You'll put this on top of it. You have to hold this above shoulder level and stand on one foot on the opposite foot, okay? The opposite foot. Like the opposite foot from what you're holding up for as long as you can. It's an endurance challenge. Worth playing for? Oh, Alex. I better take that back. You don't want to leave that? No. Last time that immunity is back up for grabs. Go ahead and hold on to your wicker ball right now. Put your opposite foot up. Okay? Lift top above your shoulder. And this challenge is on. Yeah, you're good the way you are. And Daniel is the first one out of this challenge. Careful, don't knock anyone else. We're down to 3 for final immunity here. Alex, Jeremiah, and Emma. Very different players in this game have played very different games, and it comes down to them fighting for a shot to be at that final tribal council. Give him a round of applause, guys. Wow, an incredibly hard fought immunity final immunity challenge. Alex, congratulations for the last time. You're guaranteeing a spot at the final tribal council to plead your case to the jury. The other 3 of you, one of you is about to head home. Let's head to tribal council.
Sure. Is Jordan?
Dan has the least amount of enemies, and that's going to give him the most amount of votes. Sound good?
Yeah.
That was stupid. I brought the wrong shoes to the wrong thing. These boots were too heavy, couldn't keep my leg up. And then for some reason my hand tipped or something, I don't know. It was lame.
That last challenge was really stupid because that was like my type of challenge, like balancing, keeping it out long, but I have no idea what happened there. It was, I felt, it was flat, I didn't feel any wind, maybe there was wind, I don't know what happened there.
My first thought was, I have to win or else Alex will get immunity. There's no way that like we can ever vote him off if we wanted to. So I don't know, I just held on just because I was like, if Alex breaks, I will be safe. And then the boys can just do whatever they want, but I will be safe. But yeah, my legs started cramping really, really badly and I just couldn't take the pain.
It's going to be a competition. Before this I was thinking it's going to be a competition between me and Daniel, in which case Emma takes home the gold because she's the cutest. She hasn't made any enemies that I've seen. But, you know, in Alex's case, he's got a ton of enemies, but he's also got good speaking skills. So having Alex may be better than having Emma as a final 3, assuming I'm not the one voted out.
I think that he really deserved that though. But I mean, he persevered though. But yeah, it was just really good.
Do you feel like you can make it to the final 3?
I have a feeling all the boys are ganging up on me, so I don't think I will make it.
I'm feeling pretty confident with the jury. I didn't step on many toes. I tried to stay as neutral as possible. I have a good feeling Noah and Hannah have it out for me, just because I told them one thing before I heard the secondary plan. I hear the secondary plan, and now I'm a catalyst for their revenge. So, we'll see.
I'm surprised Emma did so well. Impressed that she did so well. So I'm thinking at this point, I'm going to vote for Danny since he seems to have the least amount of enemies. And at this point, enemies I believe are closing in on me. So if I take out Danny, if we take out Danny, that'll mean less people vote for him. So because he won't be in here. So, but I think Emma did spectacular. I respect how long she went on with that. So yeah, I'm gonna vote for Danny.
All right.
I still feel safe unless Alex talks Jeremiah into something. But right now it's Jeremiah and I voting Emma out. We're not sure where Alex stands for that. We know Emma was talking to Alex earlier, so we think they might be voting one of us out. But if it is, it'll be a deadlock tie. And if there's a revote, I don't know how it works, but normally it's a revote. We're going to keep it. If Alex changes, great. If not, then I think we'll see what happens from there. But Jeremiah and I are definitely locked in together for now.
You said that Alex and Emma are talking. So
Okay, people who are competing,
Emma,
go ahead and head to that side of the log.
3 strikes, you're out.
Now bring in the members of the jury. Greg, Soraya, Hannah, Katie, Carolyn, Sophie, Noah, and Luke voted out at the last tribal council. All right, guys, so let's talk about right after that last tribal council where you voted out Luke. What was the mood back at camp immediately after that?
At that point, sad. Really
Yeah.
sad because now we're going against each other, and we kind of had this alliance planned out for a long time.
So this has been the plan to get to this final four.
Plan, but we just wanted to make it discreet because we didn't want to break up this alliance. But we've had this for a long time.
Interesting.
This was pregame.
Wow. So let's talk about the challenge today, because that was really hard fought. Daniel and Jeremiah went out, but then Alex and Emma really duked it out, and I could see it. I could see it on both of your faces, especially yours, Emma, that you really wanted that.
I feel like I've played hard. I didn't make it easy for anyone.
What about you, Emma? Why should you go to the end?
I don't know, honestly. I don't think I'll make it to the end.
Just kind of resign to your fate?
Yeah.
Oh boy, okay. Jeremiah, what about you? What are your thoughts on getting to the end? Why do you think you should be taken to the end?
I stuck to the script. I didn't backstab my alliance. I kept strong. I helped them when they could, when I could. Supported them when I couldn't help.
Okay. Has there been any talk about who has the most votes on the jury? And is that a concern?
We're all concerned at this point. It's hard to tell.
Sure.
The contestants, because people have their own.
Everybody's toes were stepped on at some point during the game.
Everyone has their own prejudices, their own reasons for not voting for us.
Right. All right, well, on that note, it is time to vote. Daniel, you're up.
I don't really know who to vote for because I don't want.
I'll go tally the votes. All right, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to votes. First vote, Jeremiah. third vote, excuse me, Emma. That's 2 votes Emma, 1 vote Jeremiah, 1 vote left. The 9th person voted out from Survivor New Mexico. Emma. You need to bring me your bandana.
Back.
Travis spoke me. Let's give her a round of applause.
Alright, so you made it to the final 4. Were you surprised or were you kind of expecting it?
I was expecting to be voted out. It was just a matter of time.
Yeah, I feel so bad about this, but she did really, really well. But just feel like this is the right thing to do.
Alright, congratulations Jeremiah, Alex, and Daniel. You have made it as far as you can go in this game. So congratulations. In just a few hours, once the sun goes down, you will be facing your jury to decide a winner. You want to see your name because it's votes for a winner. So, take a break, and we will be back at my house by 8 o'clock for the final tribal council.
I mean, I wanted.
She was too cute. She would totally win everybody's hearts just by smiling.
And I wanted to vote for you at first because, I mean, she did really well. She has done really well. She's earned our respect that she's done so well.
And I didn't?
No, not bad. Not bad.
I understand.
It's just,
I feel you. So, what do you guys feel like your chances are against the jury?
I think we all have a pretty even chance.
I'd say if anybody has like the worst odds, it's probably Alex.
Yeah.
Because he won so many of these darn things, everybody basically hates his guts. Daniel, what do you think? If you win, Alex, I would like buy you a pizza if you win.
Odds. Yeah, because you have the least amount of enemies. That's what I'm afraid of.
And I'm even talking to Luke behind my back.
It's true. Well, I was careful. I didn't vote a single person who I said I wouldn't vote. I didn't backstab anyone.
Except Luke.
I got other people to vote for them, but I never voted for them.
And nonetheless.
Except for
Luke. Katie. Yeah.
Nonetheless.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think we've got a pretty even cut on this opportunity.
I'm not expecting much on my end. It's going to be this guy.
So you made it to the final 3. What do you think is attributed to that?
Just being aware of the people I'm with. Just trying to feeling out who I need to take out next. And then, I mean, Jerry and Daniel and Emma, having that alliance really helped out a lot, getting us to the end. So I think, yeah, my alliance and being able to work with people and complete challenges.
I feel great. This whole race went exactly how I planned. I wasn't sure who was going to be top 3 with me. But I haven't been able to sleep the last 2 weeks. I've been thinking of this. I've been so excited. And I think it went exactly how I planned. I don't have any enemies in the jury, except for maybe Kate. She's the only one I backstabbed. Everyone else, I got people to vote for them, but I never actually voted for them. So I feel like I never backstabbed anyone. So I think I have the jury on my team there. So I feel great. I didn't win very many challenges, but I think I set it up so where I didn't need to.
I'm excited. I didn't expect to have this much energy after the whole thing. I didn't expect to have this much. I feel like I could probably do this again, like right now. And I was not expecting that. I could probably grant that to both tuna and vitamin C and ibuprofen.
So what we focused on was getting to the merge, and then once we got to the merge, then we could work together. And
Who's we?
That would be Jeremiah, Daniel, and Emma. And so then we'd get to the merge, and then we'd work together because that makes 4 of us at the point of the merge. So that we create the majority in one alliance. So yeah, I think that held together really well, and we were able to take out all the other 4 after the merge. Yeah.
Alex, I knew was going to come again with me. I wasn't sure if Jeremiah could tag along all the way. I wasn't sure if Luke was going to be able to fit in there or not because I was with Alex and Jeremiah, but I was also with Luke. So I was trying to get him in there as well, just because he was a strong ally. But I think it all worked out. I'm a little surprised Jeremiah's here, but I'm glad he is, and I'm really happy just how it all turned out.
Did you expect to make it this far?
No, I was expected to be one of the first people out. I was expected to be right there by Emma, actually. Like, I thought it'd be Emma and then me. Boom, boom, and then I'd be over there in the jury deciding who to kick out. Who knows? Maybe I'm meant to make it all the way.
This is going to be the hardest part. I know I made enemies, and I know those people are the ones talking to the other people, telling them about how terrible I am as a person, and so they're trying to get them to not vote for me. And then there's some people who I know aren't gonna, like, they'll vote for me, I think. And then there's some people on the edge, so I really don't know. So I'm just hoping if I can talk and convince them why I should be survivor. I'm hoping I can win this, but it's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be really tricky.
So they said everything went exactly how you planned. What exactly was your plan?
My plan was to the whole idea behind me was not having any enemies at all. Because if I got to the jury, I wouldn't. Well, the whole time I didn't have my name written down once, and I think that's because I didn't backstab anyone or do anything obvious, or I didn't do super well in challenges on purpose. So I didn't have a target on there. I didn't do super well, so my team didn't lose. So I didn't have a target of a weak person. I just stayed in the middle. I was encouraging to everyone, and I never,
I feel like I stayed too neutral. Like, I didn't make enough friends, and my enemies that I picked, I could have picked wiser. I guess. I mean, you got Alex, he's got his strategy going all guns and glory. You got Daniel, he's all under the wire. And then I'm just like following in their path of carnage, being like, go my favorite team, go. I'll advance a little bit while you guys keep going. It seemed to work, but I feel like that might draw everyone's attention off of me and be like, they'll vote for other people. They'll vote for a good person.
So you said you made enemies. Any regrets then, or?
I think ultimately no. I mean, who doesn't make enemies in a competition like this? I think I made the fewest amount of enemies as I could. Some of them were strategic, and they had to happen, otherwise I knew I was going to see those people later on. So I think I made the most strategic decision at that time. So.
I'm going to tell them that, I didn't backstab any of them. I'm going to tell Katie I did vote her out. I'm just going to be honest about it, but I think I'll still be okay.
See, I was hearing Alex talk. He's got like 3 votes for sure. Daniel's probably got more than that. I mean, I'm seeing myself get maybe 1 or 2 votes, hopefully. I'm not seeing a big play in my direction. The buck stops here. That's what I'm thinking. I can only hope that I played well enough and wise enough and kind enough.
Alright, come on in, guys. You guys take your seats. Okay, we'll now bring in the members of the jury. Come on in, guys. Emma, Noah, Carolyn, Hannah, Greg, Luke, Sophie, Katie, and Soraya. Alright guys, welcome to your final tribal council. As I said earlier today, the 3 of you have made it as far as you can in this game. This is the point where the power shifts to the jury. 9 people that you had a hand, either directly or indirectly, in voting out of this game. The jury's been waiting a long time, some of them a very long time to get to address you guys. They have got a lot of good questions, a lot of things that they want to talk about, and there are a lot of open votes among them. So this is still anyone's game. Alright? So the jury will be addressing you guys in a minute, but first we're going to start with opening statements. I'll start with you, Jeremiah. Of course.
Well, I pretty much kept to my strategy. I stayed above the water and below the radar. I mean, when it comes to outwitting, outplaying, and outlasting, it really doesn't get much more clear-cut than this.
Okay, thank you, Jeremiah. Daniel, you're up.
I think all I need to say is I didn't backstab a single one of these. And except there's one person. And that was Katie. I did vote for you when I told you I wouldn't. And I think I consider it backstab because, I mean, we're a whole tribe. And we had to vote someone out. So I had to backstab someone since we were all a unit. And I think I did it because you were a threat. You were a major threat. You were kind of a leadership role like Luke and I, and we wanted to control things. I think everyone knows I stuck to my word. So.
Alright, thank you, Daniel. Alex, you're up.
Well, I know I made my enemies, but those people who I did align myself with, I was true to, unless it was a terribly reasonable strategic decision. Hannah, I know you're looking. So, because I knew some people, if I didn't take them out, I was going to see them later down the road and they were going to kick my rear end. So, the moves that I did make that seemed off color and mean were strategic ones, purely strategic ones. All those people whom I allied myself with, I stayed true to. The 4 people whom I originally started out with, we were the last 4 to remain at the end. But when it comes to Survivor, I feel like I did what was necessary to outwit, outplay, and outlast.
Alright, thank you, Alex. So we're going to go in order of elimination. So, great. You're up first.
But congratulations to the last 3 people. I know you 3 took very different roads to get here.
I want to open the question, what event or action that you did most contributed to your success?
Like, was there a turning point?
For me to get to this point, being able to do well in challenges individually, felt like I did well in those. And then the allies that I did have, Daniel, Jerry, and Emma, I felt like we really relied on each other, especially in one challenge. Jerry really helped me when I knew I had a target on my back. And so some of it is not of my own doing. I know that I have to attribute it to some people whom I relied on. So yeah, it's not just myself and my own skills, but the people whom I could trust.
With me, I think one of the bigger things was just kind of stepping back a little bit and letting Luke take full leadership in our first tribe. I think that put a really big target on him. So no one suspected I was doing, I feel like he was the mask and I was the mother.
So your plan was to be the evil mastermind in the shadows and let Luke take the fall for it? Okay.
Again, like I mentioned in the opening statement, it's all about having an overarching strategy and sticking to it. Don't change the script if you don't have to. And so, I will repeat this because I'm very proud of how I followed it. Above the water, below the radar. I let Alex take the blunt force of all of these people and take the blame and everything, and let Daniel tell me what to do. And I'll just follow along, and that seemed to work out pretty well. I didn't step on any toes. I don't think I stepped on any toes. Not purposefully, at least. I feel like loyalty was bigger than my strategy, to be honest. Because without my alliance, I really wouldn't have gotten anywhere.
Alright, thanks, Greg. Soraya, you're up.
Jeremiah, why do you feel like you deserve to be picked above
Daniel and Alex?
I feel like I should be picked above Daniel and Alex because I didn't play such a brave game that they did.
You feel like you should be picked for being cowardly?
Not cowardly. It's
Cowardly.
cowardly. It's the difference between clever and cowardly. You let them be the masterminds while you be the scientific genius behind everything. Or not even the genius, just the science guy that nobody hears about.
Congratulations to all.
Alright, thanks, Ryan. Anna, you're up.
Jeremiah, why do you feel like you deserve to win since you essentially piggybacked your way through the entire competition?
Ouch. Wow. Ouch.
True.
Okay. So again, as I've said, I stuck to my strategy. I didn't break any bonds. I didn't break any alliances. I kept my strategy when it was necessary and played the wise game.
Daniel, how do you feel knowing that you completely played everyone and the only real alliance you had was with Luke?
I don't think that's true. I had these guys were sitting next to me. You would have been gone if it weren't for me. This guy carried the whole way, I feel like, just to be honest.
Alex, oh boy, here we go. Why do you feel you deserve to win after being a liar and a backstabber?
Ouch. Anyway, as I said before, I felt it was a strategic decision because I knew if you were not voted off, you were going to meet us at the merge, and I'm pretty certain you would have been up here because you are very athletic, you are very strong, and you are very intellectual, and I'm almost positive you would have been able to get to this point. And I saw that, and I knew we got to take her out, otherwise we are not going to be up here. So take that as a compliment. But yes, I did what was strategic.
But you thought lying was the best way to do it.
In this case, yes.
Alright, thanks, Hannah. Katie, you're up.
Ready, I only have one question. Both of you were a part of every single choice of who got out today, except for mine. And I want to know, who do you most regret taking out?
Probably our fourth member of the Alliance, Emma. That was a huge hit. Even though it was the end of the game, for me, I honestly would have rather somebody else, one of us three, get out just so she could make it to the final three and take it home. Because I honestly believe she could have taken it here. Hands down.
There was one that I had to regret. I think it would be Soraya, because I knew that she would hang tight with us if we were to carry on. And I know she has guts, and I know she would have done well.
Thanks, Katie. Carolyn, you're up.
Congratulations, for real. That's not even like a courtesy congratulations. It's hard. The first question that I have for Daniel is, you talked about not playing people necessarily, but after the merge happened, there was a lot of conversation going on. And you and Jerry both called me over. Jerry, I do feel like you did piggyback your way through it, which was a little underhanded. And you two said, let's vote off Luke. Alex said, let's vote off Luke. Emma said, let's vote off Luke. But there wasn't enough votes. There was only 3 votes for Luke there, right? So I want to know the turning point and when you decided that it was me to go after we had talked and you had talked about not voting me off.
I know Alex was telling me to go for Luke, and I would have.
But
There
you
was
did
several
tell
times.
it to my face.
There were several times I was going to go for Luke after I told you, and this is what happened multiple times. For a lot of the people I voted off, I was told to vote for somebody else, and then someone else comes up and says, hey, vote for this person, someone
You can't
I'm
think for
closer
yourself?
with. And so Luke comes up. Somebody else came up who I trust. I think it was Luke. Luke came up and he was like, we got to get Carolyn out of here. No, it was Daniel. Daniel came up and he was like, we got to get Carolyn out of here because that way it was more of a strategy for our alliance than it was for like the end game. Because when you look at it, if one of the red team didn't go, it's obvious that there's still going to be like a team bond.
You're talking me in circles. Let's move on to Daniel.
It was just kind of keeping my alliances. These two and Emma were there. I couldn't vote them off. Luke was there. I couldn't vote him. I don't quite remember who else was there. I think Noah was there, and I knew he had the immunity idol. There was just I think it was like the obvious choice for me. There was like no one else I could get off. And I know we were talking, and then I saw you kind of just looking at us. I knew you were onto us, so that's why I invited you over. I wanted to just kind of get your input, see where you were. Maybe we could turn it on someone. But it just, in the moment, felt like that's right.
So then the follow-up to that, just real quick, is there any sense of morality in the game? So is there any point where you got somewhere where you were like, is it worth, I mean, you talked about voting off Emma and how that was hard, but is there any point in, you've bonded with this team now, you guys have worked together to get to the point where you are, we were in 3 tribal councils, we had to vote 3 people off. Is there any sense there of maybe changing because you are now bonded with these people? And you create a sense of trust, like you talked about, you were making choices with people that you trust. So is the whole entire thing just advance myself? Because that was really your thing. You didn't help anyone else. You advanced yourself by piggybacking on everyone else. I don't know that much about the way that you played the game. I didn't work with you that often. I think Alex had a sense of morality just from hearing that. Again, I'm not there every second, but this is directly directed to you.
I didn't want to vote for you. I didn't want to, but seeing as the strategy behind this would lead to a stronger, not only stronger alliance, but a stronger trust from the yellow team, because I know you're talking about team bonding. I know the yellow team had bonded like close. And if red team takes a hit, they might see us as less of a threat.
All right, thanks, Carolyn. Sophie, you're up.
Hey, so when I was voted off, it felt really sudden, and so I understand there was some kind of mix-up. Could you guys explain what happened?
Yeah, there was some mix-up on communication. For our alliance, I specifically asked if we could get Luke out. But in that case, there was some miscommunication, and so Jerry voted for you. After the vote was cast and eliminated, he said, "I am so sorry." I believe there was some miscommunication. I don't know at this point, listening to some of you guys talk, whether that was strategic for Jerry in that point, because I really wanted to keep you around, because I felt like you were a strong team player. So there was miscommunication, not some ulterior motives. I don't know about the ulterior motives. All I know is I didn't want to see you.
I really didn't see any reason to. I was just told by Luke. Luke came over, he's like, "We're voting Sophia." I thought that he was in on the loop. Alex and Daniel had changed something. I was like, okay, change of plans. I guess we're going for Sophie this time. And I knew there was like a strong alliance between Luke and Daniel, and I didn't want to break that off because any vote towards Luke would be a strike against our specific alliance up. So it was more of an accidental advantage.
Thanks, Sophie. Noah, you're up.
Alright. Now for the fun questions. Why should the other 2 be the ones who win? Starting with you, Alex.
Daniel, I believe he created the least amount of enemies. So I think, in a way, he could win this competition. I mean, he was very careful with who he decided to work with, whether it be Luke or whether it be us. And I feel like he played a really strong game in trying to stay behind the lines, behind the scenes, in order to work things about. Jeremiah, sorry, I just felt like he was a strong team player, and then he was strong enough to be able to make it to the end. He was able to make it to this point.
Daniel?
This is hard. I mean, I know why they should win, but I don't want to tell you guys that. This guy, he was just a strong competitor. I mean, I think he made a mistake ticking some people off, but it is called Survivor. There's one sole survivor. And I think he just played the game hard. He put everything into it. Talking to himself during the puzzles, just doing the whole wooden thing, just kind of, it looked like he was kind of dancing and singing with himself. He just, I don't know, he just played it really well, and he had the focus, and he had, I think he just made a mistake with taking people off. If he didn't do that, I think he definitely would.
Jeremiah, he's just super loyal. I think he had his own plans going around too, which is why he's here. I think he took it all into consideration, figured out what he wanted to do to get here, and it worked. And he's just super loyal, and I think that's something to take into consideration.
Again, Alex played a very bold game.
And I congratulate him for his outright guts to do what he was doing out there today. And again, in the title, it's Outwit, Outplay, and Outlast. Not only did he outplay everybody here, including Daniel and I, he outwitted us. And all of you on the jury, he did a really good job of playing his cards wisely. And here he is, final three, outlasted. If the end goal in Survivor is to outwit, outplay, and outlast, this is Alex's win. However, then you got Daniel. He did less of the outplaying and more of the outwitting. He definitely played a mental game. He played everyone off of each other. He did a very good job of setting people up and setting himself up for a clear-cut victory. And I wish I had that strategy because I probably would not be as worried as I am right now.
Luke, you're up. Okay, first of all, congratulations to all of you. That's really a good accomplishment that you made here. I'm going to talk to the jury based off of each, or just two of you actually, about what I feel about you and your answers so far. I'm going to start with Jeremiah. You all know this. Jeremiah was the biggest piggybacker in the entire game. He literally did nothing to make himself get here, besides just try to make people think he was loyal to them so that they would keep him in until the final round of elimination. I don't see that as good playing at all. I see that as kind of cowardly and just I don't think he should be here right now. So that's just kind of scratched off in my mind is you piggybacked your way here, you didn't earn anything.
In the end, it wasn't about me getting here. It was about getting my allies here, my alliance. If it required piggybacking, sure, but look who's here. I got Alex, my ally. Daniel, my ally. If I'm here, cool. If I went out, I'd be rooting for Emma. It was about getting the people I had bonded with to get here. It really wasn't an end goal about me.
Alex, what I saw from Alex playing to the jury was a one-man show. He had alliances that helped him get here, but really the only thing that made Alex get here was himself. He could probably care less about the other people with him. He's really good at talking and making him sound like, I didn't vote for you. I really didn't want to put you out, but you're out anyway, and he had a part in it. But he's here now because of his medallion, because he was a one-man show and did better than all the rest of us in the competition and just was safe from most of the eliminations. And when he wasn't safe from the eliminations, he made sure to put it on someone else. So I feel like Alex was a one-man show and wasn't a very group team player with everyone. So that's what I have to say to you guys.
I mean, ultimately, this is a single-person competition. You have to keep in mind that there is only one winner. So true, that aspect is true that it can be a single-person show. But I mean, this is a very social game. That's how I've gotten here, because I'm relying on other people in order to get to this point. So contrary to your opinion, I do not believe I was alone playing. I was not playing by myself. I was bouncing off other people in order to get to this point.
Alright, thanks, Luke. Emma, you're up.
Well, first of all, congratulations, you made it. So I just had a couple questions. Would you replace any one of you, like say Alex, would you replace anyone for like Daniel or Jeremiah with one of the jury? If so, who and why? Any one of you, I want all of you.
As much as it pains me, since we're familiar, I think I'd rather Luke here. I think he just played a better game. I think he just played the game how it was supposed to be played.
Out of everybody, I'd probably have to say I would have liked to see Sarai sitting in Alex's chair right now. Just because her game, she had a really great start. Her momentum in the start was, she had it. She had the competition down. She had everybody's number basically. I know she'd be loyal. And taking Alex's chair because Daniel I trust.
little bit. But Alex is just massive competition.
I would have really liked to have seen Katie go further. We've talked about this before, and I know she's been mentally preparing for this for a long time, also physically preparing for this for a long time. So I was super sad to see her go on your first tribal council. I feel like I was hoping to be able to get to the merge and be able to work with her because I know she's a strong player, but fortunately she was voted out on the first tribal council. And I think I would have put her in place of Daniel because there were times when I felt Daniel was a little bit shifty. It was hard for me to determine whether he was loyal to us as an alliance or to him and Luke. And so I was kind of wary of Daniel at some points.
Alright, thanks, Emma. Alright, a lot of interesting things were said. Jury, you've now had a chance to address the final three, hear what they have to say. If you need a minute to think over your vote, or are you guys ready to vote? Alright, for the last time, it is time to vote. Great, you're up.
Stage for my alliances, I feel like I'd kind of win by Daniel winning, so it'd be a win for both of us.
Alright, for the last time, I'll go tally the votes. Okay, the votes on the ground. So remember guys, you want to see your name on these slips of paper for the first time in this game, alright? Alright, I'm going to read the votes. First vote, Jeremiah. Second vote, Alex. Third vote, Daniel. That's one vote Jeremiah, one vote Daniel, one vote Alex. Next vote, Alex. Daniel. 2 votes Alex, 2 votes Daniel, 1 vote Jeremiah. Alex. 2 votes Daniel, 1 vote Jeremiah. Daniel. That is 3 votes Alex, 3 votes Daniel, 1 vote Jeremiah. Alex. That's 4 votes Alex, 3 votes Daniel, 1 vote Jeremiah, 1 vote left. Daniel. We have a two-way tie right now. I have never seen something like this happen in a finale. We have a two-way tie between Alex and Daniel. So the way this is going to work is the 9 of you are going to re-vote. You can only vote for Alex or Daniel. The tie will be broken. You guys good? Alright. I'll bring the voting box back. We should have skulls and slips back. Alright guys, I will tally the votes again. I guarantee you this time that we will have a winner. Alright, here we go, for a winner. First vote, Daniel. Second vote, Alex. Third vote, Alex. That's 2 votes Alex, 1 vote Daniel. Daniel. Alex.
That's a picture.
Daniel. Correct? 3 votes Alex, 3 votes Daniel. Daniel. 4 votes Daniel, 2 votes Alex. Alex. 4 votes Daniel, 4 votes Alex, 1 vote left. The winner of Survivor New Mexico, Alex.
But it's a game, remember. It's a game. Yes. Watch the footage. We'll see.
Okay. Oh. As the winner, you have a $25 Amazon gift card. I know it's not $1 million, but you know, it's something. So, all right. Well, congratulations, sir. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you all so much for being here today. This has been a really, really great competition.
Good game. You know, it's $1 million Amazon.
All right, so tell me what's running through your head right now that you just won Survivor New Mexico.
I don't want to play this again. This is way too stressful. Way too much social craziness, and it's hard to play this any strategy you choose, whether it's the lying low or going out there and being bold and trying to do your best. Anyway, it's hard. I'm like, can I not make any enemies? But who doesn't make enemies in this game?
So what were you thinking at the point of the revote when it went 4-4 between you and Daniel?
I knew, Daniel did really well, and I knew he had a lot of popular vote because he didn't have as many enemies as I did.
Right.
So I was on edge. I thought he could have totally won. Yeah, I am gonna go home, go to bed, and kind of pretend like some of this didn't happen.
Right.
Other parts were good, some of it I just wish didn't happen at all.
Right, right. Are you glad you played?
Ultimately, yeah. But some parts I wish I didn't do. Some parts I wish didn't happen.
Right.
People, but
right.
Hey, it's life. People are gonna not like you. People are not going to want you to win because they have their own aspirations and they have their own feelings. So I understand that. I just don't like it when people don't like me. So.
So after a long, hard-fought competition, it is Alex who walks away with the title of Sole Survivor. From all of us here at Los Metates Studios, we hope you've enjoyed the first season of Survivor New Mexico, and thank you for watching. We can promise that Survivor New Mexico will return next year for a second season. But right now, enjoy a special first look at the next competition coming this fall from Los Metates Studios.
We're gonna eliminate the competition.
It's not gonna be funny.
Welcome everyone, Season 6. Shall we get things started?
On your mark. Get set. Go!